Praise the Lord, everybody. I am on today to talk about some updates in life and goals. I was watching YouTube, and it's not really encouraging. There are a lot of different things. There was a lot of relationships that ended in death. These were black women that were dating guys who, and they were black guys or living with them or whatever, but ultimately, they were literally being killed by these guys. Now, you have different generations of women, of course, obviously. You have some that are older, you have younger. It's not always so crazy in some ways, depending on your upbringing and what you have experienced or heard. You know, some girls like thugs. Well, along with that comes usually a lifestyle that is obviously not so honorable. Maybe in and out of jail, selling drugs, whatever. Probably beat you up, you know, that kind of thing, according to the songs and whatever have you. It's just not a lot of honor. But to them, I guess maybe it's a lot of excitement, you know, traveling, doing this, doing that, the things or the material things that you possess or that you get to buy. And sometimes they think that, I don't know if they're thinking like this is just like me having fun, being a big shot, or if they're thinking that life goes by quickly and this is how they live. Just live it, you know, but how much of it is actually meaningful? And so, you know, there's a lot of wanting to have ratings and be talked about and be popular, but I'm wondering how much of that is real. You know, their life as a whole when it comes to, you know, as you grow older or when it comes to things working out or not working out and making it so easy to just move on to the next person. You know, how does it impact you? Like, do you find things that were taught in your home as a kid, if you had morals or values, differing from once you make it, quote unquote, all those things gone? Do you miss it? Or do you just go back home? Or do you move your family in? Or does life really change forever? You know what I mean? And does your perspective on life and what's important to you change? And how do you think that impacts the younger generations? Let's talk about college education. Big on being educated simply because you don't really want to be a dummy in the world, right? Or you need to kind of know what's happening in life and become intellectual and not make stupid decisions. And sometimes a part of going to school and becoming educated will change your circle of people and help you become educated as you have conversations and with people who are more intelligent. You tend to grow, whether it be in your vocabulary, whether it be in experiences in life, traveling, things that they share with you. If it's somebody that can be a mentor, that's great, but surrounding yourself with people who actually want more in life, who are important things, people of honor and integrity, areas in your life that you think might be lacking. If you find somebody who is doing well in that area, it'll usually help you as well. I know for me with college, in the beginning, I was really young and straight out of high school, and you know, in high school the teachers are like, you have to do your homework, and they stay on your back, whereas in college it's like you do it or you don't. And they had a game room, which I did go in the game room and have fun, but I knew when it was time to study. I found upperclassmen, people who were like juniors and seniors, and they helped me because they knew the teachers, they knew the work, they knew it was the best classes, and they met me in the library and helped me study. And so I found that to be important, and it helped me mature. Whereas if I was with the wrong crowd, it was doing a lot of nothing. The problem being, if you stay with that crowd, when you come back, they'll probably be in the same place, and so will you, because life will move forward with or without you. And I think it's the same when it comes to relationships and family. You look for the value or the meaningful. And we know that we're living in tough times. If you don't have any faith in God or anything else, what is going to sustain you through these hard times? If you don't have a prayer life, if you don't have anything, if you've never had a lot of money and all of a sudden somebody hands you a bunch of money, would you know what to do with it? Would you know about investments? Would you know, what to invest in? Life is about growing, provided that you get around the people that are thinking of growing. Unless you're okay with your life, just, it's always been this way and this is just how it is and we're okay with it. But if you're a visionary, or if you're a person that has some get up and go, that likes to travel and wants to see life, you have to get away from people that are not compatible with you. They'll try to hold you down or keep you in a place of stagnancy, which to me would never work. And so these are just some of the things that I've talked about, or I'm talking to, discussing today, because even with friendships and relationships, if you don't get to a place where you study a little more and want better and learn about love and what you like or don't like, even about yourself as an individual, you can go from person to person to person and have the exact same relationship. because you need to see if there's a pattern, and if it is, change it. Because if you stay around this and stay around that, and you actually look at their lives and find that it ended in death, or it ended in like horrible things, or sickness and disease, or nothing to honor, then you should know to come out from amongst that and be ye separate, or move towards people who either, love themselves, take care of themselves, go to a doctor, care about their health, whether it be the doctor, the dentist, your spiritual health. If you're in a church where everybody's not living anything and it's a bunch of mess, you can grow up there chronologically, but it doesn't mean that it's going to mature you. You could still be just an older kid, even spiritually. And at some point in life, you might take a look at someone and say, or meet somebody who has it together and who has actually come forth and really and truly get to a place where you can, see like, I missed out on a lot. Or wasted a lot of time in these, and I didn't get anything out of this. I mean, it's all superficial. It's all shallow. The money was okay. That's great, but we're still struggling. Instead of God elevating, it got worse. Disobedience, things that will keep you from growing. Instead of thinking, had I met somebody else, I believe I would have done better. You get to live one life, and I'm talking individually. You can be in a relationship or not be in a relationship, but you as an individual, you get one life. If you don't surround yourself with people that actually care, whether you're sick, whether you're not sick, whether you're happy, whether you're healthy, emotionally, mentally, then you're not experiencing love. Not even from the standpoint of a friendship. And so you do have to stay prayerful, I believe, or at some point decide that this place here is death. This is a dead end. They don't believe in growing. They're really far back when it comes to beliefs as far as integrity and character. They're inappropriate. The place that I moved now is worse than where I was. The caliber of the people is worse. That means I need to get out of here and move forward. I'm financially struggling. I'm down to like $200. You got to be kidding me. There are people on YouTube, I was looking at relocation and internships, etc., that are saying they moved with like $150, $200. That's all they had. But it was better than staying in a place that was where everything was just dead. And eventually, if you hang around that, you become that. And so they decided to get up and move. Some stayed where they are, some didn't. Again, you don't want to meet somebody that is not compatible with you. If you don't drink and you don't smoke and you're not a cursor, you're not a drinker, you don't hang out in bars, you're not a whoredom, then you probably are not going to do so great around those who are. I had to find that myself, where it was just like going through the motions, but that's just not who I am. And it didn't birth anything in my life at all. It just existed, and then I went on. It didn't make me become that. And so until you meet people who are more like you, or more who you are as a whole, then certainly you're just kind of existing. You really need to kind of connect with somebody spiritually. Is extremely important. Spiritually, that is on the same level, has the same beliefs, believes in a prayer and relationship with God, where you can, get together and pray and hold hands and believe God for greatness and hear Him and move towards or move in the direction that, of His plan for your life. Don't waste your time being around people that are shallow. Most of them will stay exactly where they are over the years. But sometimes God will give you a push to greatness. If you start believing God, you come out from amongst them, you come out from it all. And He'll move you back to where He'd have you be. And it just is the truth. Not to say that you don't have little things that you experienced as a kid when you visited family or you visited relatives. But ultimately, when things hit the fan and somebody passes away, you lose your parents, you're getting older, if they're not there the way that they should be, when it comes to a funeral, when it comes to helping you financially